guys, it's Renee, and I'm just coming on to do my video on Wednesday. And I've been working on this video trying to figure out what to say and how to present it. But before I jump in, I do want to give a disclaimer. For any medical condition, I am obviously not a physician, I am not a doctor. So I do not believe on getting advice off the internet, especially with something as serious as mental illness. You need to speak with your physician, your doctor, and make sure that you follow their instructions and directions to a T. I'm just giving you my experience of the things that I have experienced and the things that I have gone through and also overcome. So with that disclaimer aside, let's move on to the video. I'm gonna try to work on the lighting, so one moment. Alrighty, I think that's a little bit better. But anyway, this video I titled Quiet Mind because it's what I've been doing to overcome what I have been battling with since forever, since I can remember, since I've been a little girl. And the thing about mental illness, it has such a bad stigma to it. It leaves a bad taste in other people's mouths. People are scared to talk about it. People are scared to share what they go through. But on YouTube, you see a lot of videos about people talking about their anxiety and their depression and how it affects them. And I love watching those videos because, you know, you like to feel part of the community and know that you're not the only one going through something. But my video is not really going to focus on what I go through. I'll give you a little background and let you know what my diagnosis is, or diagnoses, and basically like my rundown of my health record. But I'm really not going to go into the emotional part of my disease. I actually kind of just want to go on the flip side and let you know how I go through life every day just trying to overcome any sadness that I may feel, as well as what my conditions have done to people around me. So it's kind of like a different side instead of saying what has it done to me, because you can go to WebMD, you can read all the symptoms and everything that, you know, what people can go through having that type of disease that I'm about to tell you. And you could even watch YouTube. Each person's story is different, but the basic main symptoms are usually the same. But I just wanted to go over, you know, what my disease, how I've overcome it in a non-traditional way. And this is what works for me. Like in my disclaimer, I am no way giving anyone advice. No way. Mental illness is nothing to play with and to be a pseudo doctor. No. This is my experience, and you need to speak with a physician. Do not self-diagnose. This is something that you don't want to go on WebMD or watch a lot of videos like, no, I think I have that. No, that's not something you want to do. This is something definitely you want to see a physician to help you and support you and give you the resources you need. But I just want to tell you what I do to go over my own obstacles and how it affected the people around me. Sorry, my talking watch. Around me also having to deal with my disease, because it doesn't only affect the person that has the condition, it's a whammy for the people around that person too. And it's emotionally draining for them and physically draining sometimes for them. So let's get right into it. So anyway, I've been suffering from severe depression, and this is all diagnosed. I've been treated and given medication for this. In the past, I've had anorexia when I was younger. I've always had a really low self-esteem, and I don't know where that came from. I was always scared of the world. I was scared to participate in the world. I was scared of how people will react to me or how I react to them. It was like stage fright 24/7, but just stage life of living. Just living and being around people, I had stage fright, which doesn't really make any sense because when I was younger, I think my parents tried to help me get out of it by putting me in beauty pageants and all that stuff, which I did. Cheerleading, I mean, I did all 9 yards, but I had this debilitating stage fright of always being around people, having to live up to expectations. And these expectations, as I got older and learned and had the necessary tools, usually were all set up on myself. I mean, I thought people wanted me to be a certain way, and I was putting so much pressure on myself. But honestly, I was just making those expectations for myself. But yeah, I suffer from anorexia, and I was diagnosed with that eating disorder in college. I was always back then very, very naturally thin. I hardly ever had an appetite, and I never would eat. How that affected my mostly my family, my parents, my siblings, I'm the oldest of five, is that I kind of took all attention from everyone and focused it on me. But I hated that attention, but because what I was doing to myself, I warranted that attention 24/7. What is she doing? Is she studying? Is she going to class? We have to find her. She disappeared. She's not answering our calls. That type of escape, I had that fight or flight, but instead of fighting, I will always flight. I will always run away. And someone will always have to try to come find me and take me out of the bad situation and put me in help. And basically, that's what happened. My college had to send me home. I was in the hospital for at least a month, gaining weight, and then, of course, outpatient care before I went back to college. And I ended up had to transfer to a college closer to home because I just couldn't handle being heavier. But that caused a lot of stress on my parents because not only were they financially paying for some of my college, but they were also the health insurance and just making sure I was okay. Me being always so emotional and crying, I mean, my parents didn't know what to do, what's going on. And I have three brothers and a sister. They're like, oh, what the heck's going on? And I'm the oldest. So that was the first thing. And